think that's centered up. See if we can pull it up on the phone. All right. Well, thank you for those who are watching as Maddie drinks an Olipop. Kale is not here right now. He I think he's watching it right about now. So, well, double audio there for a second. Sorry. So what'd you think?
I thought it was good.
That's it? You thought it was good? It wasn't great? It wasn't bad?
So I feel like there was a lot of hype kind of leading up to, I feel like, what this episode was going to be. And I feel like with a show as like Ahsoka, with as much as reveals as it's had so far, I feel like it's going to be harder and harder for the show to top the previous episode. So that's how I kind of felt about this one. Like, it was slower paced, and I enjoyed it, but was it my favorite episode? No.
Yeah, I feel like most people are gonna feel that way. I definitely think it was good, though. I mean, I've already seen some people saying it wasn't good. Let me make sure we're still good. Are you moving? Okay. I was like, is it frozen or are you not moving? Yeah, I thought it was good. What was your favorite thing about the episode?
Definitely seeing Ezra and Sabine for sure. What about you?
I don't know. I guess when Balin and Ahsoka fight.
Yeah, that was pretty cool too.
It was a good fight. I would have liked to see more, but also I feel like Ahsoka kind of like admitted that she couldn't beat Balin.
No, she didn't need to beat him.
He said you can't. Well, he said you can't beat me, and she was like,
I don't need to. That's exactly what she said. Yeah, because then pew pew pew.
Okay, because I thought she said. I guess I misheard it. I thought she said, maybe you're right. But I guess not. So.
Well, maybe she did that, but I know she did say for sure that she didn't need to beat him.
Yeah.
They'll probably definitely duel again.
I don't know. I don't know if Balin makes it out of the next episode, and I don't know. I don't think they'll meet up again. I feel like Balin's gonna want to stay on the world and Peridia, and everybody else is gonna leave, and he's just gonna be there by himself.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not much. I mean, for his character to go, sadly.
You mean with the passing of Ray Stevenson?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're kind of like
Yeah, but they already filmed Ahsoka season 1 before he passed, I believe. So.
Oh yeah. Well, what am I thinking?
So his arc is complete as far as this season. So.
Right.
I'm not sure. It's still up in the air for me. I don't know exactly what is gonna go down with him. Sorry for anybody that may be watching. The chat is currently not working. I'm trying to make things work here.
It's probably because I don't have the YouTube app downloaded on my phone.
You do now.
Oh.
So
apparently it's a girl thing to just do YouTube on Safari or whatever.
Yeah, so Maddie now has the YouTube app. Trying to get things figured out.
So, well, this video is sponsored by Olipop.
I don't think it is. But
I wish. Anyways, go get your Olipop today if you haven't had one. They're only 50 calories and they only have like 4 grams of added sugar per can on average. So, like.
Okay, Arthur MC00 said, "Bro took down the Loki poster. I only noticed now." That is true. We did take it down, but it will be back up for Loki we still have it sitting right over there. So, yeah,
And
it'll be back. That was an OG to the channel. So, yeah, and also we're gonna be replying verbally because we're signed into Maddie's account. So, yeah, we're gonna reply verbally to comments if anybody has any. So
if it's like a talk podcast.
yeah, we usually reply verbally and on the chat, but BoomShot's not logged into that. Frank says hi. We know who Frank is this time. What's up,
Oh my
JF?
gosh, Frank!
Yeah, what's up, Frank? What did you think about that
You
episode?
think you're so smooth, don't you, Frank?
He was. He was for like 2 weeks.
I would have figured that out instantly. I would have, wouldn't I? Yeah.
What'd you think, Frank? But anyways, what do you think about what happened with Shinhati? When Balin was kind of like,
he's like,
just kind of dipped
"Peace
on
out."
her and was like,
he's like, go have fun. He's like, I'm out.
well, yeah, he just kind of sensed that, and I feel like a lot of viewers sensed that Shin wanted to go be with
him?
not be with him, be with the Empire. That was the whole point.
See, I see that, but I also see like where she was asking him, even in previous episodes, she was asking him a lot of questions about the Jedi too. So I feel like
She was, yeah.
I feel like she's not necessarily 100% like
Well, now
empire minded.
yeah, but now she's kind of screwed because Balin kind of abandoned her, which I felt, to me, it seemed out of character for him, personally, to dip on her that quick.
Yeah, so why do you think that is then?
Because I think he sensed that she did not want to go down his path and stay on this forsaken planet, as she said last episode.
Yeah, she's like, this place is ugly.
Yeah, basically, and so she didn't want to stay there. So I think Balin sensed that and was like, "Okay, you can go. If you kill Ezra and Sabine, the Empire will love you.
Yeah.
So go do that, and you'll earn your stripes, and maybe you can be high up in the new Empire." But it just seemed like last episode he was just saying, like, I trained you for something more, and then now this episode he was like, "See ya." Throw you into the wolves.
Maybe he felt the call of whatever's calling him very strongly at that moment.
He has, but why? I'm just wondering why he didn't try and, if he cared about her as much as it seemed the last 5-6 episodes, why didn't he bring her with him?
I don't know. That is a good question.
I don't know. It just seems a little bit out of character, personally.
I personally have felt like their allegiances and aspirations have never really been all that clear or aligned from the very beginning.
You mean between each other?
Between each other, but also in relation to the overall storyline.
Well, I think the overall it's been more clear because I think from the get-go they didn't want to be with the Empire. They were mercenaries from the start. Like they weren't really wanting to get in on this Thrawn plan, I don't think.
Like Shin and Balin?
Yeah, I think they were just hired out as mercenaries and was riding this boat all the way till it took them to this planet where they're just going to jump off ship. Or at least Balin is.
Well, Balin...
He kind of threw Shin overboard in this episode, too.
Yeah. Balin, I got the impression that Balin admired Thrawn. And, wanted to meet him.
No, I don't think so. Because last episode he was saying that that type of thing, that type of empire is fleeting. It always rises and falls, and what he seeks is eternal.
Which is true. He has a point there.
Well, yeah, George Lucas himself said that it's like poetry, it rhymes. Win lose win lose win lose. But I feel like he should have. I feel like what I gathered from his character the first 6 episodes is that he would have tried to take Shin with him, and he was until he just was like, go fight 2 Jedi.
So then what is his motivation for doing that?
That's what I'm wondering. I don't know. I guess he wants to go on this road by himself.
Maybe he was testing her.
He could be, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Man.
It could be resolved next episode. I'm not sure.
Well,
That
next
that that
episode is
was.
the last episode.
I know. Well, yeah. Hopefully there's a season 2. But that's the one thing this episode I was confused about is like why he dipped on Shin so quickly.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot going on in this episode. Like Thrawn's and the three mothers, their things going on. Balin has his thing going on. Shin's along for the ride. Ezra and Sabine are reunited. Ahsoka's looking for them. You know, there's just a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, I think it all came to a head this episode. Mainly when Ahsoka came through and saved the day, which we kind of thought would happen, which I think was cool to see. But there was a lot going on, and it always is when you have so many storylines. I just hope that
It's true.
the one with Balin doesn't get left in the dust.
Me too.
Because I want to see what happens.
Yeah, he's probably one of the most aside from Ahsoka, I feel like the character I'm intrigued most by.
Yeah, I feel the same, and I think a lot of people have too. So I hope his arc isn't disappointing. And I know, unless they recast him, rest in peace, Ray Stevenson. It's they can't continue his arc in season 2 if there is one. So it's going to be tough. But I want to see something like what was calling to him. I want to see that in the next episode.
Yeah, will we see it in the next episode?
That's what I'm saying. If we don't, I feel like we may never will, and that's.
Yeah, I agree because if we do see that, then we'll have Thrawn and whatever's calling to Balin.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I just don't. I don't know.
Like two big antagonists possibly going on at once. Like, is there gonna be two main storylines? Like maybe Ezra and Sabine stay and Ahsoka, or vice versa, goes on with Thrawn. And
I don't know.
There's Hera too. Like, Hera seems pretty tied with the Thrawn plot. Is on the home front.
Yeah, I feel like that's where everything's going. Is the heir to the Empire. So, I think Thrawn will win. Hopefully, the next episode, and get back to our galaxy and pose a threat. We need a good threat like Thrawn. And I hope he gets. I would feel sad if he gets defeated. I really would. Right now.
Like first season.
It would be kind of like Cad Bane dying in Book of Boba Fett.
I was glad he died. I don't think they should recast him, but I am curious how they'll end it with them.
Yeah, we're not on the recast boat either. Something we were talking about off camera is maybe they could do something with animation like Tales of the Jedi when he was in the Order.
Oh yeah,
and that way they could do a voice actor, because a lot of times the voice actor is different from the main actor anyways.
That's true.
Maybe they could do something like that, but yeah, right now I'm not on the recast train, but I do want to see what happens with this character. Maybe they could do a flashback and have a voice actor, or if it's far enough back, they would have gotten a different actor, regardless of the character. So maybe, I think there's potential there, but yeah, right now I wouldn't want him to be recast.
Yeah, we definitely found out a lot more about Balin, and what he has to do with the Jedi. But at the same time, I feel like we don't know a lot. Oh yeah, that'd be sick. They did something similar with Count Dooku, R.I.P.
Yeah, the whole thing with Dooku and Tales of the Jedi was one of the coolest things I think that's come out of Star Wars in a while.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good point. They could do something like what they did with Dooku. That would be sick. Shout out to your boy C-3PO in this episode.
I know. I recognized his voice right away. I told Chloe, I was like, that's C-3PO. And it's so cool how they worked it in that he was representing Leia.
Yeah, that was cool.
I love references like that.
Yeah, and they did a Leia name drop, and also an Asajj Ventress name drop, which I thought was really interesting. Because most of those lines we heard in this episode were in the promotional material for this.
That's true.
Except, I don't think they put that stuff in there with Grievous, Dooku, and Ventress. when he said that. I don't think that was in the trailers,
Mm-mm.
which I'm glad they cut out because to me that's a pretty big name drop.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I don't think we've ever heard her name in live action,
No.
and I think it's fitting too because she was a Night Sister.
Yeah, that's true.
So
kind of aligns with this episode.
yeah, I don't think we'll see her in this season. Maybe next season. I've been wanting to see her in live action for a while. So and I think it because we don't know what happened to her. In Legends, I think they explore it some, but I'm interested to see what her character. I think that name drop is foreshadowing maybe something with her in the future because they also name dropped.
Grievous, Dooku,
Yeah,
and Asajj.
Quinlan Voss in Kenobi. That's what I was gonna say.
Oh.
And Quinlan Voss and Ventress teamed up.
Oh yeah.
In Legends, or I think they're calling it Legends at this point, but so maybe they'll flesh out that storyline since he got a name drop and so did she now.
Yeah, that's a good theory. I like that for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, I think they become lovers, kind of.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I think I did see that actually.
Which would be kind of sick. You like a good love story? Bad guy to good guy, or good guy to bad guy, maybe. Because Quinlan was a Jedi, she was a Sith.
That would be interesting. I don't know how that would work.
I don't know.
One of them would have to become good, or one of them would have to become bad.
I think Quinlan was also always kind of like in the gray area.
Yeah.
And Ventress was never like towards the end. She wasn't like that bad. She kind of helped Anakin in season 5.
Yeah, that's true. I always feel like I guess one of the reasons I'm so intrigued by Balin's character is because I always struggle like with the gray area. I either want someone I have to have them like, and I enjoy a morally gray character, but to me it's easier to figure them out if they're either good or bad. But like Balin, I'm like, what's your deal? I'm like,
yeah, I think that's what makes him such a good character.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
Yeah, it's hard to figure out his motivations because even now, I mean, 7 episodes in, I'm not sure exactly. I know he wants to start like a new empire on Peridia or something. Not an empire, but like a dynasty. I don't know. Kingdom. I don't know.
The kingdom of Balin.
But we don't know what he's looking for. I mean, it could be anything. I don't know. It looks kind of desolate there.
He's looking for Baby Yoda.
I don't know about that, but
I'm just kidding.
But in the Mandalorian, Baby Yoda does reach out for a Purgil, and they were saying maybe that's the one Ahsoka was riding.
Oh,
you remember that when he was in the N1 Starfighter and he was saying, "Me."
Oh yeah, that's
so maybe he sensed Ahsoka.
Oh, that's such a cute little connection.
If it's true, they haven't confirmed that yet, but that would be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And also they name dropped. I just remembered they name dropped Gideon in this, which I thought.
Gideon?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they did because on the Siege of Mandalore.
Yeah, which I thought was cool because it kind of connects everything, which I feel like Star Wars needs.
Yeah, because there's literally so many shows going on right now.
Yeah, I feel like everything's just kind of it's all coming to a head at this point with Dave Filoni's movie he's supposed to be directing.
The whole hard thing with this is like there's all this going on, and I guess what makes this hard, like with the sequel trilogy, is all this is within a span of 20 years, which is a very like short period of time, relatively speaking. So you've got to like ask yourself. You know, like, what was Luke doing, you know, when they're all in different galaxies, you know?
Yeah.
That's what makes it hard, because this is such a, I feel like, you know, they've got a very short period of time to work with.
All we've seen, I mean, yeah, they do, but at the same time, I feel like there's a lot we don't know during that time. So all we know is that Luke, in Book of Boba Fett, we saw him building the temple.
Yeah, in terms of film, but like the books, I'm sure, expound on some things.
Yeah.
Like, but there's so many, like, not every Star Wars book is canon, so.
Yeah, I mean, I think when Disney took over, they made, you know, they started calling things legends. but Dave Filoni and others have been bringing Legends into the canon. So
Because he's just the goat like that.
yeah, he is. So it'll be interesting to see what else they bring through because there's a lot of stuff Dave Filoni's bringing in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. One thing I really appreciate, I loved like the reference to a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. I was like, oh.
That was last episode.
Oh.
But
I watched them.
We watched them back to back.
Yes.
So
for some clarity, no, fluidity. I don't know the right word to put there, but like
that makes sense.
It starts with a C, like continue cohesiveness. So, yes, that's the word I'm thinking of.
Yes, Frank. Dave Filoni is making a movie. I think it's I can't remember if it's the next Star Wars movie to come out or if Rey's movie is the next, but I think it's Dave Filoni's and it's supposed to like be the culmination of The Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, and all that's supposed to come together in his movie. So the leading theory is that it's going to be Thrawn. Thrawn's going to be the villain of it, so he's going to make it out of this stronger than ever, and then they'll have to band together and defeat him.
Which that would be cool to see something from the shows come into the big screen.
Yeah, I feel like we've been calling for that for a while.
Like kind of how Marvel did.
Yeah, Marvel did somewhat. They haven't fully done something like that yet.
Yeah.
Because I'd say Doctor Strange is the closest they got.
Yeah, I was going to say like WandaVision and Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, but I think they still wanted to make it to where like if you didn't watch that show, you could still kind of get what was going on.
Yeah.
So, but if Dave Filoni's movie is what they're saying it is, you're gonna have to have seen the shows. Yeah, which so I think will be kind of a
people
first.
People better get to binging.
There's like a lot of stuff.
5 seasons. If you're gonna watch Boba, The Mandalorian, and Ahsoka.
Yeah. And season 4 of Mando may come out before then, but I haven't seen the episode yet, so I can't give any pearls of wisdom. All right, thanks, Sully. We'll see you next week, man. Hope you enjoy the episode.
Yep. Bye, Sully.
Yeah, Sully did give us some wisdom last week. He chimed in and gave some good shouts.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. What did he say?
Well, I don't want to spoil anything if he's still here, but he was talking about Ezra and perhaps being cut off to the Force. He's the one that brought that up.
Oh, yeah, like not being good.
What?
You said that he wasn't going to be a good fighter.
You said not being good. I was like, Ezra's always been a good guy.
I said, well, I meant not being good with the Force. But I could see where it kind of would work opposite, too. Like, he had to hide.
Well, that's what me and Caleb were thinking.
I don't know.
Originally.
It's very interesting.
That was our original thought, is that he was going to be like an absolute beast. And then Sully came in here and was like,
nah.
Or what if he doesn't use the Force at all? So.
Yeah, like, well, no spoilers in case Sully's still watching. Okay.
We enjoyed it. We enjoyed that.
Moving on.
Yeah. So, anyways, what I was saying was I think it was cool that they name dropped Moff Gideon because it kind of. I feel like they need
that conversation.
Yeah, that was a while ago, but I feel like they're gonna start needing to bring things together before that movie comes out.
Yeah, in my mind, I see all these shows as different worlds.
Well,
like I know they're all. I don't know. In
Book
my
of Boba
mind,
Fett tied in pretty good. Remember?
Yeah. I don't know. I found myself thinking, and I love Dave Filoni's what he's done with Ahsoka. But while I was watching this episode, I was just thinking to myself, I was like, I miss Star Wars movies. Like,
yeah, I think a lot of people do.
Even with the disappointment of the new trilogy, for me personally, like, it was okay. I'm not a hater like Colby is.
I wouldn't call myself a hater.
Okay, not a hater, but I wouldn't compare my views of it to yours. But, like, even just going, I remember when The Rise of Skywalker came out, like how excited I was.
Oh yeah,
I just miss that feeling of like going to see a Star Wars movie.
and I think that's kind of why they held off. I mean, you got to think there was decades between Star Wars movies, the trilogies. So I think that's what keeps it at like that. Is that they aren't releasing 3 a year.
Right. It's very rare. I remember like so I was too young to go see the prequels in theaters, but my dad saw A New Hope. It's like opening night when it came out in the 70s. Or was it 81?
I think it was in the 70s.
Yeah, I think it was like 77.
77, I think, yeah.
He saw that. I never was able to do that with the prequels, but when The Force Awakens came out, I remember going to the theaters. Everybody was dressed up. There was people walking around, Darth Vader, stormtroopers, and I don't know. I just feel nostalgic for that.
Yeah, and I think it'll get back to that, but like I said, I think they were just kind of holding off, so that way that feel is still there. But y'all think he's making a single movie or 2 or 3? Right now, they're saying 1 movie, but I wish he'd make all of them. So I think if that one does really good, that Dave Filoni will end up making more.
Frank says, we see Frank's opinion.
Yeah, but I think if that movie does really good, Dave Filoni, which I feel like Dave Filoni will end up getting the reins more and more, seeing how successful this show has been. But
yeah,
I think it's going to be really interesting for him to direct a Star Wars movie. Finally, I would say.
Yeah.
I personally feel like he was George Lucas's apprentice. So.
For me, it was okay. Arthur.
Yeah, Arthur. We think it was pretty good too. Yeah, I mean, Maddie said it wasn't her favorite, but pretty good.
Yeah, like I feel like no episode in this show has been bad.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And to respond to your comment earlier, I don't know if you were here. We did take down the Loki poster, but we're gonna bring it back for Loki. We got it sitting right over there, so. Yeah, I think it was pretty good too. I'm not as low on it as some people I've seen, but
which the Star Wars fandom is like one of the hardest to please.
Yeah, that's true.
They literally are so toxic sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like it goes back and forth with pretty much everything. So
yeah.
Yeah, I think it was pretty good. I feel like there's a lot to kind of handle before the finale. And I think they did that. So I think it was a good setup for a finale.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of potential of what could happen.
Yeah, and that's what I'm excited for. But I don't know. I'm just wondering what the deal is with Balin. And it's just a tough situation overall, I think.
Yeah, I agree. For sure.
I just feel like it was out of character for him to throw Sin to the wolves like that.
Well, let's think of our reasons. Okay, 1, we said it could be a test of some sort, right?
It could end up being, but I didn't get that feel from it, but it could be.
Well, what feel did you get?
I got the feel that I think he was thinking Shin did not want to go on his quest to stay on Peridia.
And he was doing it out of affection for her.
And find what was calling to him. So he could sense that she wanted to be a part of the new empire. And so he was trying to give her a chance to climb up the ladder if she brought back the heads of Ezra and Sabine.
I don't even get the sense that she wanted to be a part of the new empire, though. Because, like, I think she just didn't want to be on that planet.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like she looked up to Balin.
Yeah, I agree.
And, like...
That's why I'm kind of confused.
And that's why I also don't think that she's so gung-ho about the Empire either. Like I said, she was asking questions about the Jedi, asking him about his time in order. And then, when Thrawn says, go track them after he lets Sabine go find Ezra, she's kind of surprised. She's like, you're not going to keep your word, She looks surprised at that. So I'm thinking that she's not 100% allied with, like, the baddies.
No, I don't think so either. That's why I feel like she just kind of felt like betrayed.
I agree. See, I think Balin is kind of going for like his own, like whatever is calling to him, going for his own means, but I think maybe Shin just wants to belong somewhere.
Yeah, I
Like
agree with that take.
she's driven by belonging, and Balin's driven by power. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. Balin's motives, I feel like, are more unclear, and so are Shin's. But also, I kind of figured Ahsoka would reach the
Reach
olive branch out
or
there.
reach out to her for sure, and we don't know what could happen with that.
Yeah, me and Caleb were kind of speculating that she could become not a bad guy by the end of it.
Not a baddie.
Well, but
Okay.
but I don't know. That's kind of where I'm most intrigued. I feel like Thrawn's gonna make it out no matter what and be on top, which I'm cool with. I don't see any way he loses. What do you think?
No, yeah. Well, Blues is definitely not in the first season.
Yeah, I don't know if it's confirmed there's a season 2, but they said if this one's successful, there will be more seasons. So definitely, I think Thrawn will be back. So I hope he wins.
Well,
It's
I
giving me.
hope Ahsoka doesn't lose.
She won't. No,
Well, then,
Ahsoka's not gonna
is
die.
someone gonna die?
No one's gonna die.
Ezra?
No, Ezra just got back. They'd pull a Cad Bane 2.0.
Sabine? I feel
No.
like Sabine could die.
No, I don't think so.
I'm gonna call it right now.
I don't think anybody
Hera?
is. Maybe. I could see maybe Hera.
No, because then Jason is gonna lose both his parents.
Yeah, I could see that. And then Ezra or somebody will kind of be like his father figure and be like, your dad was also my dad. In a way. You know what I mean? And then kind of
like some Luke and Ahsoka dynamic.
What? Oh, you mean Ahsoka being like Luke's mom?
New Anakin.
Luke, Ahsoka's way older
They would
than
be
Luke.
more like siblings.
Ahsoka's way older.
Yeah, okay, just kidding. Like a aunt.
I'm just saying, I think Ezra, if I'm giving Hera a chance to die, but I don't see how she would because she's not in any threat. Maybe Thrawn comes back and
maybe that dude from the senator.
Yeah, I think he's corrupt, but I don't see him popping
take her
a cap.
out.
I don't think so. I'm giving Hera maybe. The other ones I don't see dying. Maybe Shin will die. Maybe Balin. I don't see anybody really dying in the finale, which is kind of weird to say.
Well, none of the other shows have people died.
Maybe
finales.
Enoch, Echo. I mean, not Echo. Tech died. Cad Bane died.
Okay, well,
Moff Gideon died. All in the finales. The last finales we've gotten.
as far as heroes, aside from Tech.
Tech,
But is he really dead? I've heard theories that he could be alive.
Yeah, I was trying to think about that, Frank, a little bit. Was if we'll get any character reveals. My only thing is.
You said Asajj?
Yeah, I think perhaps Ventress. I think since it's the finale, it'll be so story driven. I don't know if they'll have time for it, but I think maybe a post credit scene could be in order, like the end of Mando season 2 when they had the Book of Boba Fett post credit.
Yeah.
I think something like that could be in order. Maybe Luke or Mando.
I would love to
or
see Luke.
Zeb. There was a lot of name drops. They name dropped Zeb too.
That's true.
Ezra said so. Zeb is training whatever.
Yeah, training
cadets or whatever.
Yeah.
So I've been wondering where Zeb is this whole time.
He's doing his thing. Off screen, apparently.
Well, he did show up in Mando season 3 for like a brief minute, but you didn't even watch Mando season 3.
That's not true. I literally watch every episode. That was during a dark time of my life when I was in nursing school. So like, half that I don't remember.
Yeah, shout out to our nurses out there. Good
Yeah,
work.
good. I could not do it, but I have all the respect for RNs in the world. So nursing school kicked me, so that's why I don't remember much of Mando.
Hugh Yang, I could see him dying.
It's always the droid.
Chopper's not gonna die 1,000%. He's probably the safest character in the whole show. He can't die.
It's like R2. R2's been in every single
R2
Star
will never
Wars
die.
movie.
He will never die.
R2 is forever.
R Infinity.
R2 Infinity and beyond.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Any more cameos? I think Mando could be. I think perhaps Moff Gideon. I could see him popping up, even though he died. Me and Caleb talked about this a little bit. Is that a clone of his may have just died, and the real Moff Gideon was like, "Psych boy, I got my."
It's like how Thrawn said, "Death and resurrections are tricky with the Jedi and the Night Sisters, and also Moff Gideon."
I was wondering where you were going with that.
Add on Moff Gideon, but I thought it was pertinent to what you were saying. Like, is anybody in Star Wars ever really dead?
No.
That's,
a lot of people are not dead. I think 5 is dead, 99 is dead.
I remember when I first started watching Star Wars with the Phantom Menace and I was like, yeah, there's no way Darth Maul will ever come back from that. Like, as I get older and get more steeped in the lore, you know, started dating you're like, yeah, Darth Maul's my favorite character. He's alive. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I can't believe you didn't know that, but I feel like a lot of people were confused when they watched Solo and was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, why is he there?
So, yeah, I think anybody can come back.
Palpatine.
Except for, like, okay.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. It's kind of a sore point in this household.
Yeah, Jar Jar Binks, he's probably... What if Jar Jar is Enoch?
Oh. Good. Is Jar Jar a Sith?
Jar Jar Binks.
Jar Jar Enoch.
Jar Jar Binks. He could pop up any
moment. Jar Jar Binks.
He's on the brink of popping up in this episode. You never know. Jar Jar, Darth Jar Jar. He could be. He could be anybody at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if he was Ezra.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was Ahsoka.
It could be Chopper. You never know.
Oh my gosh. That would make so much sense, actually. Yeah.
So, Jar Jar could appear in the next episode. That would take all the people by storm.
I feel like Jar Jar is hated by so many people, but I actually relate a lot to him.
Yeah, I think you've said that before. It was Jar Jar did kind of come back in Mando season 3 with Ahmed Best when he's the one that saved Grogu. Remember? That's the guy that played Jar Jar.
I've just recently rewatched that scene. Actually, I rewatched a whole compilation of all the Order 66 footage that we have, and that was pretty heartbreaking.
It was heartbreaking. So
you know, like
Jar Jar. Anybody can show up. Nobody. Mace Windu.
Mace Windu. That's true.
I don't think Mace is dead.
That's what they say. But Samuel L. Jackson returning to Star Wars?
He'd probably be appropriate age at this point. They wouldn't have to recast or anything. I don't know. Anybody could show up. Anybody could die. Well, not anybody could die, but Hera could die, and Ezra could be Jason's father figure. There's a wild theory.
I don't want Hera to die.
Well, I don't either, but
I actually never was a big fan of Hera, but I still don't want her to die.
What? Okay, so you've never seen Rebels, clearly, and Hera's a legend, but do you have any closing thoughts? We've been going for 40 minutes or so here.
My closing thoughts is that the finale is gonna be a doozy.
It's gonna be a doozy.
And because we honestly don't really know what to even predict as far as like Balin's storyline, Excuse me. What the heck Shanna's gonna do. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a lot of faith in Dave Filoni.
I do too. And Dave Filoni we trust.
It hasn't wavered because of this episode, even though, some people are down on it, but...
Every episode can't be 100%.
And Anakin cameoed in this. There were so many cameos and name drops.
Yeah. Every time I see Anakin, I cry.
Yeah, the waterworks came out again, so... put Anakin on screen, and there's going to be some tears.
As soon as I said that, I was like, Anakin in this episode? Literally, as soon as I said that, he started talking.
That is true. You did predict that. And I said, well, they haven't put his trailer lines in here. And then he said his trailer lines, so that was pretty crazy.
Yeah. Good old Anakin.
I guess my closing thoughts is that if we see a cameo, my top contender is still Moff Gideon. I feel like maybe he's holding down the fort and be like... Because remember those new troops he had? The Mando Dark Troopers?
Yep.
I feel like he'd be like waiting for Thrawn.
Be like, hey, yo, I got some Dark Troopers.
He told the other of the Dark Council that he was waiting on Thrawn, and they're like, yeah, whatever. And so maybe that's why he like faked his death, so he wouldn't get hounded by the remnants of the Empire to be like, stop chasing your dreams or whatever. So I think Moff Gideon could be waiting.
Moff Gideon.
With an army of himself in clones and also...
That's a bold take.
It is a bold take, but
it feels real, though.
I don't know. But that's my closing thoughts. You said yours is that the finale's going to be a doozy.
Yeah.
Do you have any wild theories before we go?
No.
No wild theory?
I can't think.
You never know when it may come true.
Yeah, that's true. Anakin returns. As something.
He's already done it twice in this show.
Oh, I meant like...
As like the father?
For real.
Anakin is the father?
Anakin is what's calling Balin. Palpatine is what's calling Balin.
Nah, I don't know about that.
Star City is... He's got to be somewhere.
But I didn't... Yeah, he's... Well,
and that would tie...
I don't think he ever left the galaxy.
Well, he could have. That explains why Luke wasn't like, maybe Sidious is not really dead for 20 years. If he left the galaxy,
personally,
that's my hot take.
Okay, that's your hot take. I'm personally... yeah, I'm personally not rooting for that either, Frank.
Well, it would explain a lot of stuff. If they're trying to clarify some things... Palpatine is on this planet. He got there by a space whale.
That, I would honestly be kind of upset if that happened.
Can you just imagine? He's there all old and crusty.
I'm not sure I want to imagine that, but there's your wild theory. I'm glad you threw one out there. So if it does happen, we
said it first.
Yeah, you predicted the craziest thing of all time. So, thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Maddie, for hopping on the video.
Sorry that you have to see me instead of Caleb.
No, you did good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks.
Okay. Thank you guys for watching and commenting, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, it was so much fun talking to you guys. even though Chloe didn't miss the talking, but I mean to the people.
Oh.
I mean, I also talked, but anyways, so nice to talk to Arthur and Frank, aka Coontail and Rattlesnake.
Okay, it's getting that time of night where things get giggly. So
sorry. Okay.
No, it's all good.
Anyways, it was a great time.
Yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
They're technically still watching.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Bye.